Good morning, and welcome to the Northwestern University's 159th commencement ceremony. Please welcome members of the class of 1967 who are celebrating their 50th reunion. Please welcome the class of 2017. Please welcome members of the Northwestern University faculty. Please welcome deans, senior administration, honorary degree recipients and presenters, and trustees of the university. please welcome the President of the University, Morton Shapiro, and our commencement speaker, Billie Jean King. Please welcome Carl Alexander, a student in the Henry and Lee Beaton School of Music and singer of our national anthem.
Please stand for the singing of the national anthem as you are able, and remain standing for the invocation. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good morning, class of 2017. We come to this place on this day from many religious and spiritual traditions, and perhaps no religious tradition at all. Whether we are believers or skeptics, we are all invited to share together, each in our own way, in a moment of solemn reflection and joyous thanksgiving. May we gather together as one in this time and in this place, on this day that is both an ending and a beginning, we pause to give thanks for young lives that have been shaped and changed, for knowledge and skills acquired through diligent effort, for ideas and convictions that have emerged from serious reflection and conversation, for wisdom that will guide young lives, for generous support and encouragement that have brought each of us to this day. Let us strengthen our commitment to that which is true, honest, just, pure, lovely, and worthy of praise. And let us strengthen our commitment to care for our lovely planet and to serve those who are most vulnerable in our world. May this be a day of awakened memory and renewed hope. There is still much to learn and much that exceeds our understanding. There are challenges to be faced and mysteries to be pondered, dreams that might inspire us and keep our imaginations alive. May it be so on this day and in days to come. Amen. Please be seated.
Carl, you can sing. Woo! You ever hear anything like that? It was mind-boggling. Good morning and welcome to the 159th commencement ceremonies of Northwestern University. I extend a warm welcome to all of you, students, parents, friends, distinguished guests. We are delighted to see you here. You have gathered from all over the world for this wonderful occasion. Now, this celebration marks the conclusion of the university academic year. 2 of our schools have already completed their graduation celebrations: the Feinberg School of Medicine and the Northwestern Pritzker School of Law. Their graduates are listed in the commencement program. We congratulate them on their achievements, and we welcome Feinberg Dean Eric Nielsen and NU Pritzker Associate Dean David Dana. Eric and David, please stand to be recognized. I'm also pleased that a representative group of graduates from the Kellogg School of Management are present with us this morning. They will receive their degrees this evening at the Kellogg Convocation. We welcome their dean, Sally Blount. Sally, please stand to be recognized. Today, for the 7th time, we honor recipients of the Northwestern University Distinguished Secondary School Teacher Award. This year's seniors were invited to nominate high school teachers who had transformative impacts on their lives prior to their enrollment here at Northwestern. In selecting the awardees, the committee reviewed nomination essays, teaching portfolios, and letters of recommendation. The 2017 award winners are Dana Desjardins of Niles West High School in Skokie, Illinois, Andrea Geiling Moore of Milton Academy in Milton, Massachusetts, David Masunaga of the Iolani School in Honolulu, Hawaii, Patrick Pearson of Oak Park River Forest High School in Oak Park, Illinois, and Raymond Salazar of John Hancock Prep High School in Chicago, Illinois. We recognize these 5 outstanding educators at the honors ceremony yesterday, and we're pleased to have them join us this morning. You could read more about each of these master teachers, superb educators in the commencement program. I thank them for their contribution to the senior class and for sharing their extraordinary talents with so many. Please join me in recognizing these teaching giants. One of the nicest aspects of yesterday, today, and tomorrow is to be able to watch our graduates share moments with faculty and staff who have done so much to make our students' Northwestern experience productive and rewarding. Will members of the Northwestern faculty and staff please stand to be recognized? It has also been a great joy to observe heartwarming family celebrations. Not a single graduate would be here today without the support and encouragement of so many of you in the audience. Would the parents and step-parents of our graduates please stand to be recognized? And as they do, I ask our students to turn around and give them the applause they so richly deserve. Would the grandparents please join them in standing? Grandparents. How about the siblings? Join them in standing. Spouses, children, aunts and uncles, cousins, other family members I can't think of, friends. Thank you. Finally, I extend my profound gratitude to the Commencement Committee, facilities management staff, our Northwestern staff volunteers, and the impressive crew members who set us up so well today for this auspicious occasion. It is now my great pleasure to welcome to the podium William Osborne, the chair of our Board of Trustees. Bill.
Thank you, President Shapiro. It is also my privilege and pleasure to welcome our graduates, their families, and their friends. Those receiving their degrees today are a special group who have worked hard, learned much, and will now look forward to the many opportunities to use the knowledge gained at Northwestern to enhance their communities in which they live and work. We are here today to welcome all of our graduates as alumni of Northwestern University, so it is appropriate that our first speaker is Mark Lediger, President of the Northwestern Alumni Association. Mark?
Thank you, Chairman Osborne. From a member of the class of 1989, congratulations to the class of 2017. My name is Mark Ledigar, and I'm the president of your Northwestern Alumni Association. On behalf of the NAA Board of Directors, welcome to the Northwestern alumni community. You are part of a vast and strong network of more than 230,000 alumni. We live and work in cities around the world, from Chicago to Istanbul to Beijing. But our common experience as Northwestern students and now as alumni is like no other. My message to you this morning is simple. Take this powerful Northwestern bond that we share and own it for your life. There are many ways to stay connected to your university, so choose one that feels right to you. Join the alumni club in the city where you live, whether it's Chicago, the New York metro area, or on the other side of the globe. Keep your profile in the online alumni directory up to date so that your extended Northwestern family can stay in touch with you. Embrace the rituals and traditions that make you a wildcat. Wear purple inside and out. Register for the NAA's mentorship program and volunteer to be a mentor, a mentee, or both. These relationships will provide valuable support as you navigate your next chapter. And visit the NAA website from time to time, alumni.northwestern.edu, to learn about all the opportunities and resources that are available to you as an alum. In my experience, everyone who stays involved with Northwestern receives much more than they give. You can volunteer for the university in many ways, by hosting a dinner or inviting a student to explore careers where you work. I joined the School of Communications Advisory Board the summer after graduating in 1989, and I've been a volunteer ever since, and it has been a joy. And speaking of giving and joy, members of the class of 2017 have contributed generously to their class gift. On behalf of the students and faculty who will benefit from your giving, thank you. And one last thing, I'd like to congratulate members of the class of 1967 who are celebrating the 50th anniversary this graduation weekend. These alumni will return for their 50th reunion weekend this October 5 through 8. So to the class of 2017, I extend to you a very special invitation. Join those who have experienced 50 years going by very fast for homecoming and reunion this fall. We'd love to have you back. Thank you again for the honor of being with you. Remember, Northwestern is for life. It is a journey that never ends, and I hope that you will make the NAA your own. Thank you for the opportunity. Hail to Alma Mater, and go Cats. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. As we celebrate the achievements of our graduates today and welcome them as continuing members of the Northwestern family, we also recognize faculty for whom this is their final year of full-time service to Northwestern University. Each year, the Board of Trustees, on the recommendation of the schools and with the approval of the provost, designates as emeritus members of the faculty a select number who are moving to retirement following an extended period of distinguished service to our university. The Board of Trustees has this year recognized 18 such members of the faculty. They're listed in the commencement program. Together, they have contributed nearly 5 centuries of service to our students in the university. As scholars, they have helped transform their disciplines. Their impact upon the countless students with whom they have worked is beyond measure. A number of those newly appointed emeriti are with us today. I ask them to rise, and I invite you to join me in applauding their long and distinguished service. This ceremony provides a public opportunity to thank 4 university leaders who are concluding terms of service at Northwestern. After 7 years as Dean of the Graduate School, Dwight McBride will be leaving the university to become Executive Vice President and Provost at Emory. Dean McBride has made a large number of remarkable contributions, especially with regard to recruiting the very best graduate students from a wide variety of educational backgrounds. Dwight, please stand to be recognized. After 20 years of extraordinary service as Dean of the School of Education and Social Policy, CESP that is, Penelope Peterson, your Dean, Penelope Peterson, is retiring from the university this summer. Her efforts over this extended period of leadership to create a student culture that embraces difference and a faculty culture that supports innovative research and teaching have transformed CESP and have been a model for the entire university. Penelope, please stand to be recognized. After a decade of service as Northwestern's provost and chief academic officer, which followed 5 years as dean of Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences, Dan Linzer is leaving to become president of the Research Corporation for Science Advancement, a private foundation that for more than a century has been supporting university and college-based scientific research. During Dan's 33 years at Northwestern, he has been an award-winning scholar and teacher and a wonderful administrator. On a personal note, thank you, Dan, for serving by my side for the past 8 years. Your integrity, brilliance, and love of Northwestern have been an inspiration to me and to so many. Dan, please stand to be recognized. Finally, I offer my heartfelt thanks to Bill Osborne, Chair of the University Board of Trustees, as he steps down from that role after 8 years. Bill has provided invaluable oversight and support during an exciting time in the university's history. Bill, you've been a mentor and a friend, and your alma mater and I personally will always be in your debt. Bill, please stand to be recognized. Each year at commencement, the university recognizes a number of individuals of exceptional accomplishment with honorary degrees. Honorary degrees play an important role in the history of any university, for a university proclaims its values through those it chooses to honor. These degrees are awarded on the recommendation of the Faculty Senate and with the approval of the university's Board of Trustees. I ask that Provost Linzer introduce these distinguished individuals.
Mr. President, Professor Teresa Woodruff now presents for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Billie Jean King. You have been a trailblazer both on and off the tennis court, one of the most successful and celebrated athletes of our time. You have also been a leading voice for gender equity and LGBTQIA rights. In recognition of your extraordinary accomplishments, the National Tennis Center was renamed in your honor, and you were awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. We are delighted to add to your many honors.
I admit you, Billie Jean King, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the honors and privileges appertaining thereto.
Mr. President, Professor Larry Hedges now presents for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science, Donald B. Rubin. Born and raised in Evanston, you are one of the most distinguished statisticians of our time. Your groundbreaking contributions in causal inference, missing data, matching, and applied Bayesian inference have influenced research across a wide range of disciplines and are now crucial to the work of all scientists using quantitative data. We are gratified to welcome you back to your hometown in recognition of these pioneering achievements.
I admit you, Don Rubin, to the degree of Doctor of Science with all the honors and privileges appertaining thereto. Mr. President, Professor David Sheffer now presents
for the honorary degree of Doctor of Law, Layla Sadat. You have led the development of a significant field of international law, crimes against humanity, with an emphasis on peace and human rights as core values. You have focused your visionary work on positively affecting the lives of real people. Your wide range of national and international leadership positions in academia and the public arena demonstrate your fervent commitment to the rule of law. We thank you for all you have done to better our world.
I admit you, Layla Sadat, to the degree of Doctor of Law with all the honors and privileges appertaining thereto.
Mr. President, Professor Ken Alder now presents for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Gary Wills.
Woo!
As one of the most illustrious figures in American letters today, you have brought your prodigious intellect to bear on American history, culture, politics, and religion. Your award-winning books have illuminated fields as diverse as Catholicism, the U.S. presidency, and Shakespeare. You extend your explorations this coming fall with the release of What the Quran Meant and Why It Matters. For a quarter century, Northwestern's history students and faculty enjoyed the privilege of your teaching and colleagueship. We are proud to claim you as one of our own.
I admit you, Gary Wills, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the honors and privileges appertaining thereto.
Mr. President, Professor Jan Achenbach now presents for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science, Wei Yang. An exceptional researcher and inspiring educator, you have advanced both theoretical science and engineering technology with your fundamental contributions to the field of solid mechanics. Your work as an international academic leader and scientific policymaker has exerted a far-reaching influence in shaping the landscape of research and education in science and engineering. We salute your remarkable accomplishments.
I admit you, Wei Yang, to the degree of Doctor of Science with all the honors and privileges appertaining thereto. I now welcome Jacob Rosenblum, a member of the great class of 2017, to introduce our commencement speaker. Jacob.
Thank you, President Shapiro. I want to congratulate all of the graduates. Getting into and graduating from Northwestern University is no easy feat. I want to especially honor those graduates who faced significant barriers to getting here, whether it was their ability, age, ethnicity, race, gender identity, gender expression, religion, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic status. Your achievement today is extraordinary given the obstacles you've faced in our society, and I want you to know that you are loved and valued. I also want to thank the faculty, staff, friends, and family who stood by us and provided invaluable support to get here. I want to especially thank those who stood by us when it wasn't easy, when being our allies and advocates was a struggle. Without your support, many of us would not have been able to come to Northwestern, study what we love, and pursue our dreams. Thank you to my own parents, who may not have expected their young son to walk around in his mom's heels and sing show tunes in the outfield at Little League, but stood by me anyway. Your unwavering support for your gay son is what got me here, and I am forever grateful for your unconditional love. I also want to thank my friends and classmates here at Northwestern for always accepting me for who I am. The unshakable, deep connections we formed here were possible because we felt we could be ourselves with each other. And fearless activists like Billie Jean King are to thank for that. This kind of acceptance didn't happen on its own, and it did not start with us. This kind of acceptance is the result of years of hard, sometimes discouraging work by people like Billie Jean King for equality. And Ms. King, for that, I thank you. I thank you for working before I was born to set up the kind of society that would embrace me the way it has here at Northwestern. And I thank you for sticking it out even when it looked like the work was impossible, because it is thanks to you that I and many of my fellow graduates got here today. Beyond being a prolific tennis player, Ms. King, you were one of the first prominent athletes to proudly represent the LGBTQIA community. For everyone here who has come out since, you were and continue to be a trailblazer. In the fight for equal pay for all genders, you led the way, threatening to boycott the US Open in 1973 unless the women's and men's pay was equalized. You created the Women's Tennis Association when men's tennis players formed their own union. And 8 years ago, you were awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, becoming one of the first 2 members of the LGBTQIA community, along with Harvey Milk, to receive the nation's highest civilian honor. Ms. King, you were never one to back down from a fight, on or off the tennis court. Because of your tireless work, you broke down barriers for many of the Northwestern grads staring up at you right now. The fight is far from over, and there is much more work for us to do. I'm grateful to have a role model like you to guide us and join us in the fight for marginalized communities, especially now. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Billie Jean King.
Wow. I decided not to wear mascara on the bottom of my eyes today. I can see why. Wow. Thank you, Jacob, for that inspirational introduction. But I want to applaud you for being your authentic self. It is not easy sometimes, so thank you. I want to thank Northwestern University, the Board of Trustees, the faculty, Provost Linzer, Professor Woodruff, and President Shapiro for his honor. For this honor is so amazing, I can't tell you. Congratulations to all my fellow honorary degree recipients. To be in your company is very humbling, and it was great meeting you last night, and I really appreciate everything. I want to congratulate those families. You were really great up there when the president pointed out to you, and I want to thank so much how much you've given to others to help these young people, and sometimes not so young, to graduate. So congratulations to the graduates of the class of 2017. You rock. I have had so many people talk to me about this commencement speech, I cannot tell you. People have stopped me in London, they've stopped me in Chicago, they've stopped me in New York, they've stopped me in the West Coast. I was at a play the other night. Somebody came up to me during the intermission of the play. What is it that everybody knows I'm giving this commencement speech? It's amazing. I just figured maybe it must have been painted on the rock. You know, it had to be painted on the rock. Or maybe it was Saturday Night Live. You know, Seth Meyers was here last year, and I don't know. And you know, SNL has more actors from Northwestern University than any other university. So it's got to be that maybe. I don't know. But it's a privilege to be part of the Northwestern community, a place where inclusion and equality are an important part of the culture. You know, Deloitte did a study on millennials, which includes some of you, and shows that you are by far the best generation ever so far, ever, to deal with inclusion. I am telling you, it's changing, and it's because of people like you. I had a chance to talk with some of a few of the graduating students, and I want to thank them for taking time because it was during finals, and I felt so bad. So I want to thank you for helping me prepare my speech today. And they told me they're really looking forward to the day when they are not measured by their GPA, but by their contribution to a common goal. I thought that was great, just listening to them and learning from them. I hope you will accept that challenge and bring all of yourself. This is really important. Your mind, your heart, and your guts to everything you do. You have to do it that way. Leave your guts on the court, so to speak. We're all part of the Northwestern family, and I have a feeling we all bleed purple, especially today. It's my favorite color. It is. The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself. The more you know about history, the more you know about yourself. The late Coretta Scott King once said, "Struggle is a never-ending process. Freedom is never really won. You earn it, and you win it in every generation." Today is time for your generation to win and to shape the future. There are those who think life is a marathon. I don't agree. I think life is a series of sprints. You get to start over and over and over again, always adapting to the long and winding road in front of you. Along the way, you'll have failures. But if you choose to see these failures as feedback, it will help you plan your next step. I'll explain. But I used to play, you know, a long time ago, that game of tennis, that sport of tennis. The ball would be coming to me. Each ball is a new opportunity. I have to make a decision, so I have to accept responsibility. In less than a nanosecond, I have to decide where I'm going to hit it. If I hit the ball and it goes wide, I take in that information, I correct it in my mind's eye, I delete it from my computer, my brain, and then I correct it, and I enter that in my computer, my brain. So I am ready for the next time I get the similar shot that I can make that correction. So if you think it's feedback, not failure, okay, just think about that. It's feedback, not failure. You know, it's funny, they asked Warren Buffett and Bill Gates the same question. They said, and they were asked independently, they didn't know this was happening. What is the most important word associated with doing well? And they said, focus. Focus. I want you to be mindful and pay attention. Listen to your body, because health is wealth. Health is wealth. You may have fears about your future. What job will you have? Where will you be in 5 years, in 25 years? You don't have to have all the answers right now. Take a breath, breathe, But I hope you will not always just sit around and wait for the answers either. Women in this class may be the first generation of women to actually see equal pay for equal work in their professional lifetime. A lot of things have to come in place to do this, but I recently saw a new research that said all women, I mean all women, that means all women, in developed markets will be the first generation to see the gender pay gap close. But only if this class of 2017 and your contemporaries make strategic choices and gain more digital and STEM skills. And if businesses, government, and academia provide crucial support, this is absolutely vital. The earliest this will likely happen in developed countries is 2044. And for developing companies, it could be as early as 2066. I was hoping I'd see this in my lifetime, but I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, what a bummer. Equal work for equal pay should not be a dream. It should be one of the freedom cries for your generation. I'm telling you, it's absolutely important to make this world better. A recent Harvard Business Review study also showed that men, you are so important. You will play such a vital role in the quest for equal pay. Male champions of the cause have learned that gender inclusiveness means involving all genders in the advancement of leadership roles for women. These male champions practice leadership that is inclusively focused, not self-focused. And because of that, everybody wins. Last Sunday night, I was watching the Tony Awards. I don't know if any of you were. And I was so moved by the 23-year-old Ben Platt's acceptance speech. When he won Best Actor in the musical for Dear Evan Hansen, he said, quote, "To all the young people watching at home, don't waste any time trying to be like anybody else, because the things that make you strange are the things that make you powerful." I loved it. So be yourself, be your unique self. Ed Woolard, who used to be the CEO of DuPont, and he and I have been friends for the last 20, 30 years, and he became a mentor, and the one thing we always talked about is, like, what do you notice in people? We kept talking about this all the time, that people that have inner and outer success, who are these people? What do they have? What do we notice about them? We just talked about it constantly. We came up with some, like, 3 easy peasies here about, here they are, and not necessarily in this order. Relationships are everything. To yourself, to others, the whole, you're smart. You guys can figure this out. Number 2, never stop learning, and never stop learning how to learn. And number 3, be a problem solver. Be a problem solver. And we're always checking back in to see if we still believe these, but there can be other things. Relationships are everything. Why did I come and speak here today? I came here because of relationships. Diane Donnelly Stone, who went to Northwestern, she won the NCAA doubles in tennis in '87 with Katrina Adams. She has been my executive assistant for 28 years. And Mike, her husband, played golf at Northwestern. So do they bleed purple? You bet. Mike was the top 10 golfer in the Big Ten. The top 10 in the Big Ten. Your first job, very well, may come from a connection of one of your relationships. But that's why I'm here, it's relationships. The second one is never stop learning, and never stop learning how to learn. Just make this a part of your daily life. Be a problem solver. Once you identify the problem, it's so important for us to always be in the solution. This is the area, I think, where true champions in life prevail. In coaching, I use a couple of key phrases. Champions adjust or adapt, and pressure is a privilege. Christine Brennan, another alum of Northwestern, and I wrote the book, Pressure is a Privilege. And Christine is going to be inducted into the Northwestern University Athletic Hall of Fame in September. Sometimes it's important to lead, and sometimes you have to be in a supportive role. And you're going to have to be able to recognize the difference. There's a great story about the CEO of Salesforce, Mark Benioff. It's an equal pay story, of course. It's about equality. Two women, Layla Secca and Cindy Robbins, approached him and said, "You know, I know you talk about equality, Mark, but it's not really quite." And he said, "Really?" And he was pretty skeptical. He's like, looking at him, "Really?" He said, "Well, show me the data." So they show him. And he goes, "Whoa. First of all, women and girls are taught not to ask for what we want and need." So Layla and Cindy really had a lot of courage to do that. Number one. Number two, Mark's a leader. He's all about inclusiveness. So he said, "I see that you're not quite equal. I will fix that." It was fixed immediately. Those are the things, because somebody had the courage to ask, that's what makes the difference. Your happiness should drive your future. You can follow the money, which is not bad, actually. Money is not bad. But only if you never lose sight of your moral compass. Do not lose sight of your moral compass. If you do tiny acts of kindness every day, there will be a ripple effect of positivity because it's contagious. You will find happiness if you open your heart and your mind to those who are different than you. Be receptive to those who don't look or sound like you. These people will challenge you. You will learn from them. We are all immigrants. Every single one of us is an influencer. Every single person. And most importantly, we are all in this together. It is not what we can get out of life. It is what we can give to life that matters. That's my favorite thing of the whole speech. It's not what we can get out of life, it's what we can give to life. Keep writing, I see them writing, or you with your phones or whatever. I'm always looking for different poets or poems or things to say at kind of the end. And I always keep coming back to this one, so you're going to have to forgive me. But it's a few words from a poet of my generation, Bob Dylan. Wow, this is good. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong. And may you stay forever young. Dream big and go for it. There's only one more thing. This is very exciting. Because I know you want to go celebrate. I get it. We're going to be playing the Philadelphia Freedom song right now. And I'm going to have some help come up on stage. Hello. Come on, kids. Let's go. These are going to be seven. These are seven. Are there 7 of you or not? I think there were. Anyway, there's okay, these are our tennis players who are seniors that are graduating. They're going to help me. Here we go, 7. I have it right. But Elton John, I met Elton John in 1973, and in 1974 we're going to a concert. He looks at me and says, "I want to write a song for you, Billie Jean." And I'm like so embarrassed, and I'm like turning red, and he goes, "What are we going to call it? What are we going to call it?" I don't know. Well, he'd come to watch me play with the Philadelphia Freedoms and World Team Tennis in 1974. He sat on the bench in his uniform. He used to cheer us on. He gave us a bad time. He says, "Why don't we call the song Philadelphia Freedoms?" And he calls Bernie Top and he says, "Bernie, I'm writing a song for Billie Jean. We're calling it Philadelphia Freedom. Write the lyrics, go." And then Bernie faxes the lyrics, Elton puts it in front of the piano. It takes him about 15 minutes usually to write a song, and that's how Philadelphia Freedom came to fruition, and it became #1, and then really importantly to Elton, it became #1 in R&B. That made his day, it made my day. So I just want to give you some background, and we're going to hit a few balls into the crowd. We don't have that many because I don't have 20,000, or whatever we have here. So I just want you to know how much I love being here. I want to go Cats, go you, in you. Let's go. Okay, wait a minute. I want to. Come on.
Wow. Been to a lot of graduations, never saw that one before. Thank you, the 7 tennis great athletes, great scholars on our tennis teams, and thank you, Billie Jean, from the heart, for those wonderful words. Whew. Degrees in course will now be conferred. Mr. Osborne. The Charter of Northwestern University provides that degrees will be conferred only on the authority of the Board of Trustees, of which you are the chair. Assembled here are the candidates whom the several faculties of the university have recommended for degrees. I ask the pleasure of the board in regard to these candidates.
President Shapiro, the trustees of the university have undertaken to provide an academic environment whereby all students may pursue their education in stimulating and intellectual surroundings. How well we have succeeded will be told in the lives of those who graduate here today. It is with great confidence in them and with the good wishes for their future that the Board of Trustees has approved the recommendation of the various faculties as to these candidates and hereby authorizes you, as president of the university, to confer upon them the degrees for which they have been qualified and recommended.
Doctoral degrees from the School of Communication will now be conferred.
Let the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Audiology please rise. Mr. President. Mr. President.
They're right there.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Communication, I present to you these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Audiology. They have fulfilled all the prescribed conditions and are deemed worthy of their degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degree in audiology for which you have been recommended. To this degree, I do now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. And I welcome you to the Fellowship of Scholars. Thank you. Doctoral degrees from the Henry and Lee Beanan School of Music will now be conferred.
Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Musical Arts please rise? And you have risen. Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty of the Beaman School of Music, I present to you these candidates for the degree Doctor of Musical Arts. They have fulfilled all the prescribed conditions and are deemed worthy of this degree.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degree in music for which you have been recommended. To this degree, I do now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto, and I welcome you to the Fellowship of Scholars.
Congratulations.
Doctoral degrees from the graduate school will now be conferred.
Mr. President, let the candidates from the graduate school please rise. On the recommendation of the faculty of the graduate school, I present to you these candidates for doctoral degrees from the graduate school. They have all fulfilled the requirements prescribed for their degrees.
Northwestern University has conferred upon you the degree to which you have been recommended. To this degree, I do now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto, and I welcome you to the Fellowship of Scholars. Before awarding undergraduate and master's degrees, we welcome another representative of the great undergraduate class of 2017, Rocio Mendez Rosso.
Thank you, President Shapiro. Good morning, class of 2017. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all families, friends, faculty, staff, and guests to this momentous occasion. For many of us, today marks one of the biggest milestones of our lives. After today, we will finally be able to mark on our Facebook or LinkedIn profiles that we are a Northwestern graduate, and we all know that if it's not on Facebook, then it probably didn't happen. For many of us, being a part of the class of 2017 symbolizes a huge feat. Today culminates our years of blood, sweat, and tears, long phone calls to your dearest friends, your parents, your closest mentors. For many of you in the audience, like me, you are the first in your family to get to this point and share this incredibly special moment with those who helped you get here. Today, we honor the hard work of the families, friends, faculty, and staff, those who are here with us today, and those who unfortunately could not make it to celebrate you. Being a member of the class of 2017 means you had the opportunity to experience some pretty special Northwestern milestones. During our time at Northwestern, we got to see our men's basketball team qualify for the dance. We saw the establishment of the Asian American Studies major approved by Weinberg faculty, a great milestone that took years of hard work and dedication. We've also seen the establishment and great impact of much-needed offices and programs on our campus like Student Enrichment Services, whose staff spends countless hours to help low-income and first-generation students on our campus access resources they would not have otherwise. The list goes on, but there is no denying that because of students like you, ones who have dedicated their emotional and mental energy on making Northwestern a more unique and inclusive place, we can now celebrate some of those accomplishments today. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you that standing on this stage feels bittersweet. In the audience, I am lucky to have some of the people I admire most in the world with me here today. If your people are like mine, You admire their perseverance and their relentless work in their careers. They're the kind of people who probably answered that first phone call when you got a C on a paper or exam during midterms or your first finals experience. They were the people who reminded you that you were and will always be enough in their eyes. The ones who reminded you that you belonged at a place like Northwestern, even when it felt like you didn't. Today, I stand before you with a full heart and an eager mind to take the love, the passion, the purple pride, and the hard work my Northwestern family has instilled in me over the past 4 years. I would like to congratulate each and every one of you on your special day. Finally, I would like to encourage us all to never forget our stories of perseverance and those who helped us build the path to today. Mommy and Papi, this moment is as much yours as it is mine. Congratulations, class of 2017, and go Cats!
Thank you, Rocio. Degrees from the Judd A. and Marjorie Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences will now be conferred. Let's hear it for Weinberg.
Let the candidates for bachelor's degrees from the Judd A. and Marjorie Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences please rise. Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty of the Judd A. and Marjorie Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences, I present to you these candidates for degrees in arts and sciences. They have fulfilled all the prescribed conditions and are deemed worthy of these degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degrees in arts and sciences for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I do now admit you, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto, and I welcome you to your new status as alumni of the oldest and most comprehensive school at Northwestern University. Degrees from the School of Professional Studies will now be conferred.
Let the candidates from the School of Professional Studies please rise. Mr. President, on the recommendation of the School of Professional Studies faculty, I present to you these candidates for the School of Professional Studies master's degrees, as well as candidates for the School of Professional Studies bachelor degrees awarded by the Weinberg College of Arts and Sciences and the School of Communication. They have fulfilled all the prescribed conditions and are deemed worthy of these degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degrees for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I do now admit you, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. I congratulate you all and wish you the very best in the continued pursuit of lifelong learning. Degrees from the Henry and Lee Beanan School of Music will now be conferred.
Will the candidates for bachelor and master's degrees from the Beanan School of Music please rise? Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty of the Beanan School of Music, I present to you these candidates for degrees in music. They have fulfilled all the prescribed conditions and are deemed worthy of their degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degrees in music for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I do now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. I congratulate you and hope that through your education in music, you will be inspired to create what is lastingly beautiful. Degrees from the School of Education and Social Policy, CESP, will now be conferred.
So the candidates from the smallest school with the biggest heart that makes the biggest difference have risen. Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Education and Social Policy, I present to you these candidates for degrees in education and social policy. They have fulfilled all the prescribed conditions and are deemed worthy of these degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degrees in education and social policy for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I do now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. I wish you success and happiness in your noble contributions as educators and as designers of social policy.
Congratulations.
Degrees from the Robert R. McCormick School of Engineering and Applied Science will now be conferred.
Mr. President, the candidates for bachelor's and master's degrees from the Robert R. McCormick School of Engineering and Applied Science have risen. On the recommendation of the faculty of the Robert R. McCormick School of Engineering and Applied Science, I present to you these candidates for degrees in various fields of engineering. They have fulfilled all the prescribed conditions and they are deemed most worthy of these degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degrees in engineering for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. You are prepared to conceive, create, and manage the technologies determining the quality of our lives. Degrees from the School of Communication will now be conferred.
Mr. President, one thing I've learned about the School of Communication is our students never need any encouragement to rise.
Yes.
President Shapiro, on the recommendation of the faculty in the School of Communication, I present to you these candidates for bachelor's and master's degrees from the School of Communication. They have fulfilled all the prescribed requirements and are deemed most worthy of their degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degrees in communication for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I do now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. I congratulate and encourage you as you practice the arts and sciences of communication and performance, which play such critical roles in the world's diverse cultures. Degrees from the Medill School of Journalism, Media, Integrated Marketing, Communication will now be conferred. Good luck, Brad.
Thank you. Let the candidates for bachelor's and master's degrees from the Medill School, the best school of its kind in the world, please rise. Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty of the Medill School of Journalism, Media, Integrated Marketing Communications, I present to you these candidates for the degrees. They have fulfilled all the prescribed requirements and are deemed worthy of these degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degrees for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I now admit you, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. I congratulate you and wish you well as you engage new frontiers of journalism and marketing communication. The degrees from Northwestern University in Qatar will now be conferred.
Please rise, candidates from Northwestern University in Qatar. A school that stands resolute and strong at the intersection of higher education and geopolitics, especially today. Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculties of NUQ, the School of Communication, and the Medill School, I now present 47 candidates, 7 of whom are here, whose names are included in this commencement program for Bachelor of Science degrees in Journalism and Communication. These candidates were recognized in the April 30, 2017 graduation at Northwestern University in Qatar in Doha, and they have fulfilled all of the prescribed requirements and are deemed worthy of these degrees.
Northwestern University has granted to you the degrees for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. We congratulate you and wish you well as you rise to the challenge of making a meaningful contribution in the world of global media and communication. Master's degrees from the Graduate School will now be conferred.
Let the candidates for master's degrees from the graduate, oh, you've already risen. Please rise. Mr. President, on the recommendation of the faculty of the Graduate School, I present to you these candidates for degrees from the Graduate School. They have fulfilled all the requirements prescribed for these degrees.
Northwestern University has conferred upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended. To those degrees, I do now admit you with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto, and I welcome you to the Fellowship of Scholars.
And it's already on the Facebook page.
I ask the new graduates and our many guests to please rise for the singing of our university alma mater, the words of which are printed on page 4 of your program. You may be seated. As this ceremony comes to a close, please remain seated for the faculty and student recessional. Thank you for being here on this momentous occasion, and once again, congratulations to all of this year's graduates.
老师。